What's up, y'all? It's your girl Shay Renee, and I am just about to bask in the glory of the lights. Okay, now that your girl done hit 1,000 subscribers, I can go live on my phone. I just wanted to let y'all know that because I'm super pressed. But anyway, today we're going to talk about the Kings of Napa, and we're going to go through episode 1 and 2. Let me tell y'all, okay, for this to be a scripted TV show, hunty, it's giving. It is giving already in episode 1 and 2. But we're going to talk about it. Let's get into it, shall we? All right, y'all. So the episode starts out with August, which is the daughter. She is August King, right? Okay, so she's meeting with her friends. One of them is actually her cousin, and they're having dinner, so, or lunch, or whatever the case may be. So the waiter comes over and he gives them a wine pairing that is like a dessert wine of sorts with their food. And then she finds out that they're having a shortage of this certain type of wine, so that gives her a light bulb in her head to go back to their winery and present the idea of a dessert wine, because they currently don't carry a dessert wine at their vineyard, because the kings are actually the owner of the vineyard that is in Napa Valley. So it's a black owned winery. Okay. So she goes back and she calls her brother. So on her way from the restaurant, she calls her brother Christian, which Christian is the youngest. So he's like the youngest that is spending money, driving the fast cars, sleeping with all the raggedy chicks and whatnot, just basically out here being reckless and living the life, right? But he has a little job at the winery to, I guess, validate his presence in the family, child. So whatever, that's Christian. He the youngest. Then she called her, so she basically called him to tell him that she's going to present this idea at dinner. And Christian warns her that their mother doesn't like for them to talk about business at the dinner table. So apparently they, as a family, always have dinner together, and they don't talk, they make it their business not to talk about business at the dinner table because that's family time. But she's going to do it anyway because she thinks this is such a great idea. Then she calls her brother Dana to tell him that she about her idea and how she wants to bring things up. So Dana is in the middle of a tailor meeting with somebody. I guess he's going to start another business tailoring suits or whatever the case may be, child. I don't know, but he was in a meeting with somebody, steps out to talk to August, and he also warns her against talking about business at dinner. Can I just say, y'all, I'm really loving how your girl is looking. You are all getting me in all my naturalness in this video. Okay, okay, but let's get back to business. I'm sorry. I just had to say that. So anyway, August and Bridget arrive. Bridget is actually her cousin for now. I'm trying to tell y'all this. Kings of Napa is given. Okay. So Bridget, as we know for now, is August's cousin. Okay. So Bridget is the daughter of August's mother's sister. Keep up with me. Okay. So they arrive at the house on the vineyard, and then August goes out and sits with her father. Her father is out on the vineyard smoking a cigar, just kind of taking it all in, doing what rich people do, child. Okay, so she's talking to him and she's like, Dad, I have this really big idea that I think is going to really take off for us, and I want to talk about it at dinner. And he also warns her against talking about it at dinner, but if she thinks it's a great idea, go for it, talk about it. So then Bridget comes out and she stands with them, and they all kind of bask in the glory of the sunlight. He got his arm around August, and then he got his arm around Bridget. A very picturesque moment that kind of gives you a prelude to what is actually going to happen. So some of the stuff is kind of like you can predict. It's like, we're going to find out that's his daughter or something. It's kind of like you kind of think of these things as this goes along. I don't know. Maybe I'm the only person that kind of try to predict stuff as the show go along, and then see that it happens, and then I'm just kind of like, damn, I predicted it right. But anyway, moving right along. The dad stands up, and they're all sitting at the table. They're talking, having a good old time. And then the father comes out during dessert, like he's in his office smoking a cigar. Then he comes out and it joins everybody. And then August gives her pitch. Okay. She gives a pitch for the idea to create a dessert wine that can be offered locally, since there's only one vendor that's offering dessert wines locally, and they're having trouble fulfilling the demand that all of the restaurants need because there's a shortage of dessert wine. So it would behoove them to go ahead and take advantage of and capitalize off of this, since they are local and they can fulfill the need. So then Dana shoots the idea down. Dana is, I guess, her older brother. I don't know what the ages are at this point, but I think Dana is probably older than August. But he's like, that doesn't make any sense. Dessert wine is, we don't do dessert wine because the profit margin is too low. We're not doing that. So he kind of shoots it down. So Dana is the CFO. So he's the one that handles all of the finances for the King's winery business. Okay. So he's like, no, that ain't gonna work. So then August and him start arguing, going back and forth, and everybody kind of says, why are you guys always arguing? Apparently August and Dana don't get along that well for several reasons, but they're arguing. The father stands up to kind of break it up or whatever, and he agrees to allow August, his daughter, to go ahead with the idea because he always calls her his baby girl and he can't say no to her. So he's like, I think she's going to do it. And so as he's trying to break up the argument, he all of a sudden starts holding his chest and he has a damn heart attack, child. So he falls out in the middle of the damn floor and dies. Okay. RIP to the first 30 minutes, somebody done died, child. So the father has passed away. Everybody gathers for the funeral, and August tells her cousin she keeps having nightmares about the situation, thinking it was her fault. And she receives a message from her ex-boyfriend, Kevin. Now, Kevin, apparently they went to high school together. They were high school, oh no, college sweethearts, I guess. I'm not sure. Or high school sweethearts. I'll have it in my notes somewhere. But they were together and now they apart. Okay. So he done married somebody else, and I guess that was the one that got away for her. So anyway, he's texting her, and she thinks that he's basically just texting her about her father just passing away. So then their Aunt Yvette starts talking to Christian, the youngest son. And she says, God is good. Sales are doing good for my hair company. So it's like God is blessing me in one place, but then I done lost my damn brother. And she just seems like she kind of reminds me of Monique for some reason. Like she's just being funny in awkward moments. And it's like, she's like, we're at a funeral, but she's like super crazy upbeat. And I'm like, what is going on with this lady? She gonna be something else. So then she says, everybody thought the vineyard would fail. Yvette is telling Christian how everybody thought that the vineyard would fail because the father, he was also a plastic surgeon. So he was a successful surgeon that also has this vineyard. And she was like, everybody didn't expect him to buy a vineyard because he's a black man. They thought he was just going to buy a damn liquor store, which, child, we can do so much more as black people than just buy a damn liquor store. Okay. And I'm so glad that the Kings have done it and they're depicting that in this show. So anyway, August gives the eulogy speech at her father Reginald's funeral. And then in the next scene, everyone meets at the house. And Dana, her brother, says they need to have a family meeting about what to do about the business. Now, one thing about Dana, for him to be a little person, he got a big ass personality and a big attitude. Okay. I don't know what is wrong with him or what somebody done put in his Wheaties in the morning, child, but he is always stank-a-dank all the time. I'm like, you need to get some personality, sir. Like all he do is think about numbers all day, and I don't even know how him and his wife even have Mr. Nasty time, because all he think about is the damn winery and how he can get back at his sister. I'm like, you need to, like, something's got to give, sir. You got to get your life, because this can't be what it is. Like, you literally, no pun intended, have little man syndrome. It's ridiculous. So Dana, I don't know if I'm gonna like his character too much, because he is given take a chill pill. But anyway, they all gather in the dad's old Reginald, the father's old office at this point, and everyone leaves after everybody leaves after the repast. So all of the kids are gathered in here to talk about business. So the mom comes in and she breaks down crying because they're all passing around some blanket, I guess, that smells like the father, and the mom smells it, and she just can't handle it, child. So she's just like, how am I going to go on without Reginald? She has a breakdown. So in the next meeting, the lawyer meets with the family. This is basically telling them what everybody's going to get out of the ordeal. So after everything's all said and done, they find out August is going to be named president of the company, and Dana is pissed. Okay. He's like, why the hell would dad give it to her? And I'm the one that's been maintaining the finances. But the father really loved how August was very innovative. And come to find out, August was the one that actually told him to buy the vineyard. So it's only right that he would pass that down to her, and especially if he feels like she's going to be the one to take the vineyard to the next level. Because as we get deeper into the episode, we find that the vineyard ain't really all it's cracked up to be as far as finances, because the father hasn't been doing what he needed to do to make it be as profitable as it should, because he was going broke. So we're going to learn that later on in the episode. So as they're going back and forth, Dana and August arguing again as usual. Melanie, Vanessa's sister. So Vanessa is the mom. Okay. So that's Reginald's wife, August, Dana, and Christian's mother, Vanessa. So Melanie comes in, which is Vanessa's sister, and Vanessa is excited to see her because Melanie missed the funeral for some reason. She had some travel delays and things like that. And she's like, she comes in the middle of the lawyer kind of dishing out what he's going to give people. So Bridget is her daughter, and Reginald leaves to Bridget the continue responsibility of maintaining the vineyard, because she's the only one that knows how to grow the grapes. She's pretty much the brains behind all of that. And he gives her a financial advance as well. So Melanie comes in all frantic. She's like, oh, no, you guys go ahead, continue doing what you're doing. Vanessa's like, she's like, but Melanie's like, yeah, but Vanessa, I gotta talk to you after this, girl. We just gonna have to have a little chat. Not right now, nothing major. Let's just talk about it later. And Vanessa's like, oh, we're all family. Just let's talk about it now. And then Melanie says, yeah, Reginald owe me $10 million. Yeah, $10 million. And is that in the will? I'm gonna need y'all to go ahead and give me my coins back. Right the frick now. Like now. So Vanessa is like, why the hell does my husband owe you $10 million? So she's like, apparently he needed a loan to keep going with whatever he was doing with the vineyard or whatever, pay some bills. And she gave him the advance because no bank would give him any money at this point, because I guess his credit is shot in the community, and it's just so many things behind the scenes that apparently Vanessa nor the kids know about. And at this point, I'm thinking, well, Dana, you the damn CFO, and you supposed to be like this mathematical guru. Why the hell you don't know that y'all in financial ruins? So anyway, moving right along, Vanessa says, you barely. So, but Melanie says that after she gives this big bomb about the $10 million, Vanessa asks, why did he, she's like, why did he borrow money from you specifically? And she asked, when was the last time they talked? And she said, oh, we talked about 2 weeks ago. And then Vanessa's like, you barely be talking to me, and I'm your damn sister, but you talking to my husband 2 weeks ago? Like, what is it given? Like, pray tell, what's going on? And so she's like, well, she just gave him the money to help him out because he kept getting denied for loans. And then Vanessa says, you are such a liar. Like, she didn't believe her sister. So they going back and forth over that. Then Melanie said, well, guess what? We had something. And she's sitting right there. And I'm like, of course, I goddamn knew it. Bridget is not their cousin. She's their sister. So apparently Reginald and Melanie had a little rendezvous child and had a love child, and this Bridget. She's like, look at her. She looks just like him. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So Vanessa says Melanie is lying. And then Melanie says, whatever. I have a lawyer on. I'll have him call you. And Bridget storms off. And she's like, why would you do this? Like, this is our family. Like, Bridget, I guess, is like, she's always around them because she works at the vineyard. And so she's just kind of confused. She's like, wait a minute. Yesterday, these people were my cousins and my uncles and my aunt. Now today, this is basically my stepmother. And I don't know what you would call Vanessa at this point. She, her aunt, and her stepmama, and then these her brother. These her brothers and her sister at this point. So Bridget, all types of confused in the game. So then Vanessa is super frustrated, and she asks Yvette if she knew. Yvette is Reginald's sister. She asked, did she know about Reginald and Melanie sleeping around and being together? And Yvette was like very leery, like she didn't know, but she definitely did know. Definitely did. And then Vanessa is upset about August being president because Vanessa says you didn't know about the $10 million. That's why you aren't. Oh, I'm sorry. Vanessa was upset with Dana because Dana came over to Vanessa saying, why did Dad make August president? We got to talk about this. We need to change this up. And so she's like, well, your father probably made August president because you the CFO and supposed to be handling the finances, and you don't even know what the hell happened. You don't know why we need $10 million to be borrowing it from my sister. So maybe you ain't worthy to be the damn president because you don't even know what the freak is going on. So he looks all confused, and Vanessa storms off because at this point, she's a widow. She's been drinking and eating food every day, and she just don't know which way is up. So Kevin, August's ex-fiance from college, so it is the fiance from college, meets with August for drinks because August finds out he is actually her Aunt Melanie's lawyer. So she asked him, she's like, well, why does she want $10 million right now? Why can't we just make payments to her? And he's like, I don't know what y'all done did, but she pissed and she want her damn money right now. She wants all her dividends right now. Okay. And she's just like, well, we don't have that type of capital to just be giving her $10 million right now. So he's like, well, we gonna see what we can do. We gonna make it do what it do, but y'all better find her money because she ain't letting up. So then he says he want. Okay, so that meeting is over. So then Yvette and Melanie meet up, and Yvette tells her she shouldn't have spilled the tea about Bridget. So basically, Yvette, which is Reginald's sister, was like, why the hell did you come and blow up everybody's spot like this? Hey, Miss B, let's see. Hey, sis, I'm going to support you every time I catch you on live. We're going to get this channel going. Thank you so much. I super appreciate your support. Thank you so much for watching. So Bridget, so they're talking about Bridget. Why did Melanie spill the beans? And Melanie says she didn't have a choice because she wants her damn money back. Okay. And she tells Yvette she must make sure August does right by her. And Yvette says, I'm Switzerland. I'm not involved. And Melanie says, oh, but yes, the hell you are, because you knew the whole time what was going on. And you knew that he had money issues. So you better help me get my damn money back because I ain't playing with you. And you are very involved at this point. So Yvette is like, oh, Lord, what the hell I done got my damn self into? So then Bridget comes to work and finds out Vanessa has deactivated her card to get her into the vineyard because she is firing her. So August says she will talk to her mom and fix it. Here's my thing. I don't understand why Vanessa wants to take away Bridget's job. At this point, she didn't know that she was Reginald's child. So you're blaming it on her that now her father, which she thought was her uncle, had an indiscretion with your sister. Why does she have to be taking the blame for this? And you are being that petty that you're going to fire her from the vineyard, and she actually is the person that is keeping this stuff going because she knows what's going on. That doesn't even make any sense to me. Like, I understand being a woman scorned and all that bullshit, but sometimes you got to be a woman with a damn brain so you can keep the coins flowing into your pockets, if you know what I'm saying. It's also called life you've become accustomed to. You're going to become accustomed to being broke if the vineyard is ruined, because that seems to be the only thing that's bringing you money right now. So I'm going to need you to put your little big girl panties on, sis, Vanessa, okay, and knock it the hell off, okay? So she done fired Bridget, child, and Bridget storms out. She pissed. So moving right along, they sit at the family dinner talking about what to do to save money in order to pay Melanie back. Because at this point, Melanie ain't letting up. She's like, give me my damn money. Okay, I'm sick of this shit. All right. So they ain't playing around. So they talking about all the things that they can cut back on. Apparently, Dana's wife, which is she's supposed to be the designer. I don't know what the hell she be designing all the damn time. I mean, how many different bottles are y'all creating? But anyway, she got to stay at the Waldorf Astoria every time she go to New York, which I don't know why. August talking about she gonna sell her Range Rover, and everybody looking at her like she crazy. Like, girl, no the hell you not. You got a damn glam squad. You ain't about to sell no damn Range Rover. So they ain't nobody doing the right thing by the damn money, and ain't nobody willing to make a change, obviously. So they got to figure out how to give Miss Melanie her damn money because she's not playing with them. So anyway, she said she was actually the one that told her dad to purchase the vineyard. So she's trying to do what's right to make sure that they can keep it. And they even talked about Christian because in the will, Reginald left money for Christian to start a bourbon line or something like that. He wants to start his own bourbon. And he's like, no, I'm not giving up the money for that. Like, I really want to start my business. So I'm not doing that. So everybody's selfish at this point. So in the next scene, Vanessa, August, Melanie, and Bridget meet with the lawyer to talk about the $10 million. August motions for a settlement for $5 million. Melanie actually accepts. Her aunt Melanie actually accepts that with the condition that Bridget gets to keep her job. And Vanessa says, hell no, Bridget can't have her job back. So Melanie doesn't take the settlement. Here's my thing, Vanessa. Shut your ass up. Like, I understand your husband died, girl, and you're going through it. But you're going to be a broke bitch if you keep on being vindictive. Like, why the hell would you sit up here? Give that lady her money. Y'all do owe her the $10 million. It's documented at this point. She got lawyers. Obviously, she's not playing around. It's not a game at this point. Give her, she gonna accept half too? And you over here being scorned and don't even know what's going on. You don't even know the half of what's going on. And you give this lady her money and knock it off. And all you got to do is let your niece work at the vineyard. You love your niece. Stop blaming the kid. So anyway, August goes over Bridget's house and they drink wine and talk. And Bridget said Christian keeps calling her to ask her how to tend to the grapes. And she isn't responding because she like, listen, I'm not about to tell you what to do. Y'all done took my damn job. You better figure it the hell out. So August assures her that she's going to figure out a way to get her back in there and get her mother to calm down and stop being a nitwitly. So then August takes her mom to a restaurant the next day and they trick her into sitting down with Melanie to talk about the settlement. She kept trying to leave and here come another family member blocking her like, boom, boom, sit your ass down because we're going to talk about this damn money. So her mom says August doesn't do well with the element of surprise, but apparently she done surprised her with Melanie coming up in the restaurant. So they sit down and Melanie is like, we have got to work this out. We are family at the end of the day, and we still going to be family even after Reginald is gone. So we've got to be able to work this out. And Vanessa is like, how many times did you fuck my husband? I'm like, woo, child. Things ain't going to get easier from here. And she's like, it only happened because apparently Vanessa was dating she wanted to go on a date with other guy before they got married, her and Reginald. She blew Reginald off. And then she went out with the other guy for the weekend and he flew her out somewhere. She got flued out. She ain't really like the guy after the one time visit. So then she wanted to go back with Reginald. Reginald was studying with Melanie at the time. They ended up having a little rump session. And here comes the love child, Bridget. Okay. After the one little time, of course, Vanessa and him are madly in love. They get back together. Then during the course of that's when Melanie finds out she's pregnant. So they vow to keep Bridget a secret. Okay. Because they done lied to pull Bridget and say her father was some musician that passed away and she ain't never met him. So, and neither did the family, obviously. So basically, she's like, how many times? And Melanie was being very vague. So Vanessa was like, oh, okay, how about the time when we were on a trip and y'all went to go get firewood off together for hours? Or when we were stuck in the snow, but y'all managed to get out and go do some stuff together? Or y'all long trips to the grocery store and all this. So she really realized y'all been fucking around throughout my marriage. Like, what the hell? And you my sister. I thought you was my sister. Me and you and, all that. But you out here screwing my damn husband. I was like, child, this is crazy. Okay. So she mentions a series. So after she mentions a series of times where they could have been screwing around, child, she gets up and storms out. So then Melanie storms off and tells August it's a lot about their father that she doesn't know. Okay. So then August gets a phone call, and there's some voice that's like scratched up and says, um, basically, I expect you to keep up with your father's payments. Friday, same place, same time. Don't disappoint me. So now that's the end of episode 1, where August finds out that basically somebody has been extorting their father for money. Okay. So in the next episode, the family has a meeting to discuss an innovative marketing plan to get them out of the hole. And August pushes through the dessert wine idea despite Dana's continued pushback. Then Vanessa tells August, great job in the meeting. Then she tells August she is throwing all of her husband's things and throwing all Reginald's stuff in the trash. And she says she's going to accept his award for the charity, and then pressures August about paying Melanie back. She's like, whatever you have to do, pay my damn sister back. And I'm like, well, damn, do you want to pay her back? Because we was just about to, pay her for half. She was going to take the 5, but you really want to give her 10. I don't even know why, because of your ego. Now you pressing me to pay her back, but you ain't want to help me help you to pay her ass back. I don't understand Vanessa. Her emotions is all over the place, and she want Oreo away from being cuckoo. I don't understand. And if that was my mother, I would have to just silence her, because at this point, you're not a part of the business. I can do whatever the hell I want. So I don't even know if August is just listening to her out of respect because that's her mother or what, but whatever. So the crazy scratchy voice calls August and says she better give him $150,000. And August says, if you don't give it, August says, if you don't give it to me, the person says, if you don't give it to me, I'll make your life a living hell. And so August is like, what the hell my father done been into? Like, now I done became president in a matter of 2 days. Now I got to give some damn body 150K every month, or they gonna slit my damn throat, possibly. So in the next scene, Bridget and August have lunch together, and August tells her about the crazy person that's trying to extort money from her. And Bridget tells August about a standing outing that her and Reginald used to have, where they used to go to lunch together, and they would go to lunch by this specific bank. And every time they would go to lunch, he would excuse himself and go to this bank and then come back. So they go to the bank so that August can figure out what the hell is going on and if her father even had an account at this bank. So she finds out he did indeed have an account, and this is where he was getting the money to give to the extortionist. Okay. So next scene, Christian goes to the vines, and he's late meeting with the workers, and they aren't interested in his assistance. They basically looking at him like a trust fund baby. And they like, listen, you just in the damn way. We don't even want to deal with you, sir. Just get out of here. And he's coming in there with his headset on, looking so uninterested, like he just here so he don't get fined. And then he realizes, I better take this more seriously because these people don't even respect me. So moving right along, August goes to Dana and tells him about the person shaking them down for money, just to kind of get his insight and get his help, since he is the damn accountant / CFO. She trying to figure out what's going on and what he can do. And do you freaking know about this? So the person calls while Dana is actually arguing with August, because he's basically arguing with August, telling her, I don't really give a damn about none of this. Well, this is why you shouldn't be president, because you don't know what you're doing. Like, I'm like, please put the little man syndrome away. Just stop. Okay. But anyway, he hears the voice, and he acts like he's so much smarter than her, blah, blah, blah. Then the extortionist says he's close to their mom. Like, he's basically standing across the way from the mother on the phone. You can see the image of the person that's extorting money from them standing away from the mom, like he can basically do something to their mother as the mother was loading things into the car. And he says in 3 minutes he could have his hands around their mother's throat. And August then says, okay, we'll get you the money. Don't hurt my mom. I'm like, I don't see it for this, but whatever. So the family gets together to go to the charity event to accept the award that the mother is going to accept on behalf of the dad passing away, and all their charitable efforts within the family. The mom accepts the award and then immediately walks off the stage and tells them to get her out of here because she tired of this charade, child, and to take her home immediately. So I think she's just over it. She's overwhelmed with all the things that she's finding out about their father, and she has to keep on putting on straight face for all of this stuff. And she's finding out you've been sleeping with my damn sister. You've been cheating on me. We damn near broke. Like, what other bomb? And I gotta go in here and say nice stuff about you. I can't take no more. So she leaves the event. So August, Dana, and Bridget go in the woods, child, to put the money in the spot the extortionist told them to put it in. And someone spots them. They leave the money and run away. I'm like, y'all are so damn stupid. Obviously y'all been rich all your life and don't really have no life experiences, because if you see somebody that's done seen you put some money somewhere, what makes you think that that person wouldn't come and get the money, steal it, and now you got to get this extortionist another $150K? So now you $300,000 short. So anyway, Christian talks to Aunt Yvette about the workers not respecting him, and she said he needs to do something nice for them. And she told him working his way up is key to creating his success and making people trust him. So she says, get your bourbon that you like and set it out and make it nice for them or whatever. Show them that you really are here to work hard, and you're not just their superior. You want to be equal with them, and you want to be on level playing fields or whatever. So he's like, all right, I'll do that. I'll do something nice for them. So Dana, August, and Bridget go to dinner after the money drop, and they see Kevin's wife. Kevin is the college sweetheart, August's college sweetheart. And they see his wife. She walks over, speaks to them, and tells August, hey, we should do lunch. I'm going to DM you. And I'm like, girl, why are you over here at this damn table? I don't give a damn about you. And I used to be with your husband. Why are you talking to me? We are not besties, okay? So anyway, Dana spirals in anger, saying their father was a liar and he couldn't be trusted. He's a traitor because he made them think he was somebody he isn't. I'm like, oh my gosh, is anger the only emotion that we're going to see out of Dana throughout this series? Because it's getting old already real fast. And he already little. It's like, why y'all got to bring attention to him like this? It's just crazy. So he says he's going to tell their mother about the extortionist after they already done agreed not to tell the mother. Now he going to go tell them. I'm like, why you got to be a damn snitch? So then, so August and Bridget beg him not to, but he storms out of the restaurant because he going to run and go tell the mama about what's going on. So August walks in when Dana and his wife were trying to tell Vanessa, their mother, about the extortionist. So they ended up making up a lie, telling her the 10 million was for helping kids to go to college. They lied to the mother and told them that that's what the money he borrowed from Melanie was for. So Vanessa says, thanks for telling her. And if August doesn't tell her the truth from now on, she will work with the rest of the family to vote her out and have someone else run the company. And I'm like, damn, that's fucked up. That's your daughter, and that's what you're gonna do? This damn King family seems very shady. Okay. So August meets with Kevin, and Melanie says that she agreed to take payments. So he tells her, Melanie has agreed to just take payments now. She's not going to rush you all to pay her back, but it's all contingent upon you giving Bridget her job back. So you sign right here, and everything good in the neighborhood. Okay. So August says, great, I'll sign the paper. I'll work with my mother, and we gonna get it popping. We're gonna make it do what it do. So Kevin then, after she signed, he makes an advance towards her. And she's like, I know you fucking lying. You married and you gonna be trying to be screwing around with me. Listen, you ain't gonna be hitting it from the back with me like we did at prom. No, sorry, Bob. That is not the type of lady that I am, okay? I don't be messing with nobody's husband. So she goes through all this stuff about a woman's worth, child. And she gives her whole damn Mary J. Blige speech. And he says, are you done? Me and my wife are separated. And she said, but you're still wearing a ring. And he says, well, I just didn't want to put it out there so quickly on social media. Like, basically, he keeping up appearances right now. But I'm like, if y'all separated, why the hell your wife being weird coming over to the dinner table with August and her siblings? Like, you want to be my friend to make sure I don't take your man? Girl, bye. So then she's like, oh, separated. Okay, well, all right then. So then she gets out of her damn feelings, child. Now her little eyes is googly eyed and open. So moving right along in the next scene, Bridget shows August love letters that she found that Reginald was writing to her mama. I'm like, oh, the plot freaking thickens. So apparently, this was an ongoing rendezvous with these two, child. Okay. He must have been loving Miss Melanie, and he wanted to have both of them and have his cake and eat it too. So they were sneaking off, going on vacations together and doing things together all the time. Okay. So Vanessa walks in before she has to go give a vineyard tour to some ladies that traveled to the vineyard from Baltimore. Shout out to Baltimore DMV. Well, actually, Baltimore is not a part of the DMV, but it's in Maryland. So we'll say shout out to Baltimore. That's what we'll do. Okay, because we don't really have them a part of the DMV for some reason. They're not cool enough. Sorry, people who watch it from Baltimore. We love you. I went to Morgan, so there you go. Anyway, Vanessa hears them talking about these letters that the husband was writing to her sister, and she tells the lady how her husband so she storms out there with the women that's waiting for her to give this tour, and she says, my husband was sticking his big black dick in my sister. I was like, child, I am dead. I am dead. She told these ladies that she don't know from a can of paint that her husband was sticking his big black dick in her sister. I said, honey, this lady needs some intense therapy. She has about done lost it. Okay. I was like, child, what in the love of hip hop? So she says, so then she says, and she said they ran over and that ain't it, y'all. She said they ran over her heart with a Jeff Bezos Amazon truck. Hunty, why you got to involve Jeff Bezos into this? That man ain't did nothing but make billions every day. Okay, he ain't got nothing to do with your stuff, Vanessa. He's minding his business. Don't be talking about him, okay? And my packages be right on time. Don't talk about Amazon, okay? They ain't got nothing to do with your issues. So these ladies are looking at her, child, forget the wine. They are sipping the tea at this point. Okay. So in the next scene, Bridget tells Melanie about the letter she found, and she told the Kings about it. So basically, she told her mom. And August, so she's like, that's my family, and you really screwed. Basically, you done screwed the pooch. Okay, we are tired. We are sick of your shit, Melanie. You are withholding information, and I'm tired of it. That's Bridget was basically against her mom at this point. So August comes over and tells Bridget she isn't going to bring her back to the vineyard because it will hurt her mother too bad. I'm like, damn. But August, you actually have to at this point because you done signed a piece of paper saying that that's the only way that you can make payments. Unless you got the 10 mil to go ahead and give Melanie right now, you better figure out a way to give Miss Ma'am her job back. Okay. Your mama's feelings just gonna have to get it together. So in the next scene, so Bridget is pissed and she done cussed August out cussed her a new one and told her to get the hell on out and call her everything but a child of God. So the next scene, Dana is at his desk working and his wife comes in and he's like, I gotta figure out how to get rid of August, like his little angry face. I'm like, oh my gosh, Dana, can we see you happy for a second? So his wife coming in there doing all types of seduction tactics. Okay, she's winding and grinding and gyrating all over him, and he can't even see his wife doing she did all the special tricks and put on her special outfit. Okay, because she was trying to get some nookie, because she's apparently trying to have a baby. She wants to get pregnant, and she like, listen, I'm sick of your shit. All right, pull your dick out. Let's go. I ain't got time for this. Okay, so he's still stuck in his anger and not even realizing that his wife is trying to seduce him. So then he finally stops thinking about it and gets into it. And he says, I got to think about how to crush her. And so both of them start being nasty and erotic together, thinking about how they going to have a diabolical plan to get rid of August, child. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is what in the sickness is going on here. So then in the next scene, August goes to the house to tell Vanessa she isn't going to bring Bridget back. And Melanie shows up and says they have to give Bridget her job back because depression runs in their family, and she's never seen Bridget act the way that she's been acting since she lost her job. So that's basically like Bridget, that was Bridget's thing, and they really have taken a huge thing away from her by not giving this girl, by taking her job. And Vanessa says she wouldn't give Bridget her job back if August, she would have given Bridget her job back if August had a push for it, but August did the right thing and stuck by her mother. Therefore, Bridget would not be back. So I'm like, first of all, that's a damn lie, because August was pushing for Bridget to get her job back, but you kept telling her no. So you're lying to Melanie, Vanessa. You are a crying liar. Okay? So then Melanie screams, "We had an agreement," and Vanessa slams the door in her face. So that's the end of episode 2. I don't know how this gonna work out. The writer's gonna have to get good with this one, because you got August signing papers, you got Vanessa puppeteering August. I'm like, well, damn, Vanessa, why don't you just be the damn president? Because you basically telling August what to do and not allowing her to do her damn job. So what is that? Are you going to allow her to do what she has been ordained to do by the Father? Like, I don't understand. So, y'all, Kings of Napa, listen, it's given. And it's only been 2 episodes, okay? And for this to be a scripted show, I'm telling you, it's crazy. Now, the acting, we're going to talk about the acting. I will say the acting is maybe one step up from Tyler Perry, okay? So that says a lot. That says a lot. All right. So we're gonna see. We're gonna review Kings of Napa. I'm gonna give it a couple more weeks, child. We're gonna give it a look. We're gonna let it give what it need to give and see what it's gonna do. Okay. But thank you guys for watching. Please, please, please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video with other people that are watching Kings of Napa. And I will see you in the next episode. Peace out.